Hey, book babes. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we are going to be reacting to Goodreads' top 100 romance books in the past 3 years.
Yes, so join with a cup of coffee as we dive between these paper sheets.
Let's do this.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the
Hey,
Hardcover
guys.
podcast. We are so excited to dive actually between these Goodreads sheets today. But before Aubrey explains exactly what's in store for this episode, I do want to let everyone know this is an NS episode, no spoilers whatsoever. Well, first of all, we haven't read a lot of these books, but the ones we have read,
What do you mean? We're total romance readers. That's our
yeah.
number one personality trait
Exactly.
here.
Yeah, don't look at Aubrey's shelf then. But anyways, so we will just if we really love a book, we'll just kind of give you some vibes to get you going. But other than that, no spoilers whatsoever.
Get you gasping?
Yeah.
Um, yes, this is a reaction video. So, this list was assembled by Goodreads by ranking the most shelved books that users have done that have been like released in the past 3 years. But they also filtered the system so that way all of the books have a rating of 4 stars or up, which is how we don't have any Colleen Hoover. But so Goodreads didn't make this list in the way that like a Goodreads editor sat down and was like, these are the best 100 books from the past 3 years. It was more like, this is what people are shelving. This
Which
is
I
what
love.
people want. Yes. And they are sequenced in order of overall popularity. So we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. And we're totally romance readers, so this is totally going to go exactly to plan. But let's see what
Right.
everyone's reading.
Yes. And so 100 is a lot to go through. So we kind of like to look at them in segments and be like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, this book, this book. And like I said, we're just kind of live reacting to this list.
Mhm.
Um, and this is just like a little conversation for all of our, hey, there's some, lots of romantasy on here. So
Yes.
we're not
So
too far out of our element.
it's also not numbered this time. Last time we did one of these lists, it was numbered and that was kind of slay. So we'll see.
Yeah. We're going to be
Um
like, we're kind of at the like the 40 mark, I believe.
we're kind of here, but we're gonna start with the bottom 8 and then we're gonna work our way back up. The link to this list is in the description. So if you want to follow along, you can there. All right. I don't recognize a single one of these motherfuckers.
No, but I feel like it's only fair we tell everyone at least, like, what 100 is on the
Yes.
list because we will talk about number 1.
Yes.
It is called The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. It
It
has a kind of fun cover.
yeah, it looks kinda slay. Oh, Tia Williams, for number 99. I think that's who wrote 7 Days in June, is it not?
Yes.
That's a book
Yes, I
that
believe it is.
we
I know I saw it
just
when I opened it. I was
finished.
like, we just read, 7 Days in June for book club.
So maybe she'll be up here higher. Alright.
I don't know the next couple, but I will say the
Ooh.
coincidence of wildflowers. Oh wait, no. You know what's
Mhm.
funny? This type looks exactly like the the something darkness romantasy.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, A Touch of Darkness.
You like with the way
Yeah.
the text is and the way that it
Mhm.
kind of like wraps around it. I was like, oh, I'm like, no, that's not the same author.
Um, Looking at the next 8, we have one here that I know you recognize, but before that, at, like, 92, we have Lost and Lassoed, which
Yes.
was super popular this summer during our cowboy romance era.
Cowboys and hockey players.
Cowboys
That
and hockey players. You know what? And honestly, I think it's because last summer, we everyone was having a Miley Cyrus summer, and so all of these authors were like, "Yeah, Miley Cyrus smutty summer." And that's how we got our cowboy romance genre, I believe. I mean, the resurgence of
I
it.
love that cover. I think it's so
I think it
fun.
slays. I love how it's like it's people, but it's giving like Western movie poster.
Western, like, they
Yeah.
really fit the vibe of the title. I've talked about this book before, Rebecca Yarros,
Yes.
Variation. This story is about a ballerina and a guy in the Coast Guard,
Mhm.
and it's a real like, I like anything Rebecca Yarros writes, but Of course, I love Fourth Wing in that series, but her contemporary romances, that bitch knows how to write a romance. And like this book's like 400 pages or it's something long, but you just like zoom through that shit. Right amount of spice, right amount of like tension, right amount of like actual fucking plot. Um, I love this book.
Oh,
I think I
wait.
gave it 4 stars.
Fucking plot or, like, fucking plot?
There's
Both?
like a fucking plot to the book, but there's is a fucking plot. Of course.
My mom wants to start reading those because she won't read Fourth Wing, but
Yeah, this will get her in the vibe of like, well, I love Rebecca, so I need to read Fourth Wing
yeah.
now.
And my dad's in the military. I was like, "So girl, you're, like,
Yes.
relate."
All of her contemporary romances include some sort of like service member. It's like how Allie Hazelwood does Women in STEM.
Yes. The next 8 here, we do have Gold, which is a big romantasy that I've seen around. I haven't read it, and I also just saw someone posting about Blood of Hercules because there was a quote and it was like, "A man was talking, so I stopped listening."
Yeah, I've seen that those covers so
Mhm.
much. I feel like see, this is the thing about book covers is they kind of like book designers kind of copy each other. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, Glow of the Everflame, I feel like I've seen before, but actually I don't think so. But Lauren Asher is on here. She wrote Terms and Conditions and the other one that I
Mm,
read that's really popular. Um, I'm not gonna read that book, but I know it's really popular. And Elle Kennedy's right here, the Dixon
yes.
rule. Is this like a presidential thing? I'm confused what the Dix I
Maybe.
don't know.
Let me click in on it. Diana Dixon has a lot going on this summer. No,
Okay,
no. I
answered.
I see no references to politics. The author was just like she was like, "My last name's Kennedy, so why shouldn't
Oh,
my
that's so
character's last name be Dixon?"
true. Well, the next, this is actually a book, like, I would read,
Yeah.
I hear about this author a lot, is the Annabelle Monaghan Summer Romance. I think I saw Haley
Mm.
Pham read that, and I think she liked it. I think. I'm not sure.
Strong.
But
Oh, we have our first hockey.
oh, yeah, the Fake Out, look at that.
Mm.
But, of course, Apprentice to the Villain is on here.
Yes, which is book 2?
Yeah, to Assistant.
Assistant to the Villain is book 1 with a purple cover. We'll see that later. Actually, our friend from book club, Jessie, met the author. She was at a wedding and they were like both bridesmaids or something
No
together.
way.
Yeah, isn't that so cool? And she said that that Hannah is like such a sweetheart and so kind, which is amazing to hear because I feel like sometimes you never know, like don't meet your idols. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, especially because obviously the book's so popular. They must have made bank off of it. So to be like, no, like this is like a genuinely like good person is
It
good
had
to hear.
really humble beginnings too,
Yeah.
so
Cause like I mean, I followed the girl on TikTok, Hannah, when she was just doing like her little skits. And then she made a
yeah.
book out of it.
Yeah. So, like, I don't like, I just think that's I agree, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
That's
We
nice.
I don't know if you know what the Bechdel test is. The Bechdel test is, like, how long can you go without mentioning, like, a man?
Yeah, yeah.
And once again, here we are talking about J-Lo on the podcast.
Pale book.
Jennifer L. Armentrout's A Fire in the Flesh is here. Is this the one
This
where the is
is
that the retelling?
no, A Fire in the Flesh is book 3 of the prequel series. It's the one where she's
Captured?
captured.
Gotcha.
I mean, not to give spoilers, but this was the start of the downfall. The first 2 books in this series, we've said it a bajillion times, we're not gonna hamper in this too much, but
No.
were 5-star reads, and then this was, like, 3 if we're being generous.
Yeah.
And then the
The
next
next one,
was,
which
like,
I'm sure is here.
0. Yeah, I'm sure I hope it's not, honestly, because it's so new. I hope no one did it. I hope no one I hope people undid it. I
Hey,
actually
she's
did a
popular
TikTok,
enough to make it this far.
and I was like, "It's her 11th book in the From Blood and Ash series," and people are like, "11th?" And I'm like, "Yes."
God bless. We have the one and only Zodiac Academy in our
Zodiac
next
Academy.
8. The Spell Shop with
I
that
own
pretty
that.
purples
It's
You do?
I haven't read it, but
Oh my
it's pretty.
gosh.
I
It
got it at
looks
Target.
so cute. It looks
Yeah.
cozy.
Oh, and isn't it coming out with a sequel? I think I just saw that.
I'm not sure.
Or, like, the author has a new book coming out.
Like, I've seen the cover and I don't
Yeah.
that's okay. Chloe Walsh, Saving Six. I wonder if
Yes.
they have the first one up.
I think I don't know what the first one is, but below here on the list was Remembering Six.
Oh, okay, maybe this is the first one. I
I don't know.
think these are new covers. They used to have, like,
Mhm.
weird men on the front, and I think
Yeah.
it's a firefighter thing, maybe?
That
I
it's
know that
giving
they're
firefighter.
this thick, though.
Yeah.
I will not be reading.
Me either. We also have Clarissa Broadbent with the something of Nick's wings and whatever that popped off.
Oh, yeah.
She's also the author of Daughter of No Worlds, which just got picked up by Bramble,
Oh,
which is
shit.
very exciting. Daughter of No Worlds was Peyton and I's professor in college's like favorite book that she recommended it to us like a bajillion times. So I'm very excited to pick that up and read it once it gets published.
Yes.
Glow,
Glow is here. I
Sacrifice, some
Is
dark
that part of
romance.
the
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay.
Honestly, it could be or it could be totally separate because I know that something around that genre of, like, short G title romantasy books, there's 2 that look identical and the title's almost identical, and someone made a video about how, like, the plot is so fucking different from one another, like, one's a dark romance and the other one doesn't even have smut in it or something like that, and
Like,
they were
do
like
better.
and they're like, "There's no" like, literally, if you're getting your recommendations from, like, TikTok or something, they're like, "There's no way to know you got the right one."
Yeah, yeah. Alright, we have, A Light in the Flame, which is a
Yes.
very good book. JLA, we knew she's gonna be back on this list. Highly recommend that
Yes.
one.
Oh,
Uh
also, before that, right before that, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, that is what I wanted us to read for book club this month,
I
because
thought I
I've
remembered that book
seen
cover.
Emily Henry post about it a lot because,
Oh.
Kennedy and Emily are friends, and so I think I'm still gonna pick it up at some point.
Catherine Center, I know Haley Pham always talks about. She loves Catherine
Mm,
Center, so
okay.
I don't know if she loved that one. The Rom-Commers is the title of that one.
Elsie Silver, Wild Eyes. I know that people love that series. I feel like Elsie Silver's the author of the books that are like Powerless and Reckless as book 1 and
Oh,
2
yes, and those
because
little
people
girls were
make
reading them, and everyone's like, "Don't let" No, I love these covers, though. Like, whatever series this is, I like she stays with one color for each book, and I think
Yeah.
it'd look really cute if you were, like, a romance girly.
Mhm. Oh, also, Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I haven't read that, but I think that is our only queer book on the list. So, shout out to Delilah Doesn't Green Doesn't Care. Okay, Throne of the Fallen, I own it. Oh, it's off cam. But, this is the, like, smutty Prince of Night witch series that takes place either before or after. I have heard conflicting reports of what it is from the, like, Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy, which I read book 1 of and was good. I just haven't picked up book 2.
The Play Along by
Mhm.
Liz Tomfort, those were so popular. Those books were so popular when I first started reading, like, Book Talk popped off, and it looks
Yeah.
like a cover I would have made on Wattpad growing up.
Yes.
It's
Exactly
so
like
funny,
that.
like, that font and everything, it's like, "Oh
Like, we
god."
put in a scene of, like, New York and then clouds, and then we put, like, a transparent purple blob over top of it, like, maybe hit a blending mode, but probably
Yeah.
not because Canva doesn't have that, and the font, yeah. Sorry, Liz. I don't know any of these other ones.
Okay,
Nora
so
Goes Off Script, is that
yes.
another? Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, whatever book was at the bottom I was talking about, this is the one, like, everyone loves. They
Yeah.
love this book. Um oh
Oh,
my
another
god,
Ellie Kennedy.
again, the Grimm effect. Didn't we just have the Dixon effect?
She said, "I have a president's last name and all of my other" wait, 2030, the Trump effect.
The Trump effect?
Hey, Editor Peyton jumping in here. Just want to clarify some things because editing this episode is really taking a hit to my pride and ego. Aubrey and I are very well read and well educated, for that matter, individuals and women. Dixon is not a president, Nixon is, so got us there, Elle, got us there. And also, Graham, there has never been a President Graham. And maybe we're thinking about Alexander Graham Bell, who isn't even an American. So this one's on us. yeah, but I really hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. I'm gonna go cry now.
It's just
Just
it's a dystopian novel.
it's a dystopian. She breaks into the fantasy genre, or I
Genre.
guess the science fiction genre. Look at this dystopian,
Um
the Trump effect. It's about, like, all the young Trump, like, it's like Kai Trump who's popular on YouTube. It's, like, her love story.
Enemies to lovers, it's like a MAGA red pill boy and, like, a
A
blue-haired
liberal.
liberal.
I'm here for it.
The next we have is the Book of Azrael. That is the dark romance genre that I ain't touching.
Did
I ain't
she
touching
she
it.
didn't she didn't write, oh, no, it just has the same kinda something Adelaide.
Oh, The Haunting of Adela yeah.
That
No,
it
I
just
think
looks
they're
similar. That's all.
yeah. No, the
Okay.
Haunting one, I like, my sister told me, she was like, "Girl, don't ever pick that up."
Yeah, my Neva read that. She's like, "Oh my god, like, this is, like, fucked."
I heard that this one isn't as bad,
I'm not gonna
but
read it.
yeah, I mean, if dark romance is for you, pop off, but not us.
Yeah, Christina Lauren is on here.
Okay.
The writing duo, they're 2 women.
Mm.
They're really popular. They came out with the Paradise Problem, I think. I think that was what it was called. They are most famous for their book In Love and Other Words.
Mm.
That's what they're most famous for.
Okay.
And everyone loves them. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
We're hitting Elsie Silvers. We got
Yes.
Reckless. We've got Hopeless here.
Mhm. I bet
We've got
Powerless is up.
Powerless,
Oh,
all
okay.
within
Yep.
a couple books of each other.
Oh my god. Look
I'm
at
surprised
you.
to see this
Yeah,
in
Two
the
Twisted
second one.
Crowns. I would assume One Dark Window is even higher than. Yeah, I'm surprised that I guess it is romantasy. It's
But
just
it's
so
not really.
beautiful that I'm just like, the fantasy plot was number 1. Actually, Two
Yeah,
Twisted Crowns was way more romantic.
it was. But
Um,
honestly, like, this book series was our, like, number 1
yes.
hardcover, like, stamp approved book of 2024. So
Mhm.
of course, we're, like, over the moon to see, Rachel
Like
get, like, on this
gothic
list.
fantasy.
Um, yeah, so this is a gothic, I guess I think it's just a fantasy, but I
I
think the romance is B plot, so the fact that this is, like, categorized here is, like, mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I probably it was just the fact that they were like, "Oh, romanticy's super popular right now. We're gonna throw it in that category."
Next to
Because
Powerless Nonetheless, which
literally
is smutty.
literally when we reviewed the first book, One Dark Window, I was like, "The romance is like the D plot." I was like, the main character has this monster in her head, and I was like, "He's way more important than the
He
love
is.
interest."
I was so
So,
like, I didn't really care about the love interest, I cared about the monster, so
yeah,
highly recommend this book. We have reviewed them on the channel, and we have
gorgeous.
talked about them. They have
Yes.
become our new faves, and
Um,
she's coming out with a new book, not in this series, but we hope it kind of is in the same world, that'd be great. This spring or fall?
May. Yeah.
Okay, May, yes. Okay, we are very close.
Yes.
Um, well, we have The War of Two Queens,
Mhm.
which is in the From Blood and Ash series, and it's, like, the last, like, actual plot book we got from that series.
Yes.
It's the worst one
Mhm. You get
in
the
that.
joining scene if you know what that means,
Oh,
but
yeah, you get the
it
joining,
didn't
but no one
actually
liked
slay.
it. Yeah.
No. No, she should've, like, committed. Like, if you're gonna put it in, she shoulda done it, and she was just like, "You don't know who's doing what," and I was like, "Well, that's kinda the point of this scene, but whatever." We also have Quicksilver on
Yes.
here by Callie Hart, which is also getting traditionally published. I think the traditionally published version of this comes out sometime this spring, summer because Brimstone Book 2 comes out in November.
Oh, yep. We're getting both of them, and it just got picked up for a Netflix series, I believe.
It's
I
gonna
s
look so good
I talked
adapted.
about this last time. I'm like, I need to make sure if it's a movie or a series. But regardless, Netflix is producing it.
Yes.
So I think it's gonna look really cool. I hope they pull in,
Mhm.
like, The Witcher, like,
Yeah,
vibes, if anyone's
that
seen
kind
The
of vibes.
Witcher.
Or like Shadow and Bone, which was the Six of Crows, Shadow and Bone, Leigh
Oh,
Bardugo series
yes.
they adapted. It got unrightfully canceled. Bring back
Yeah, that
Shadow
was
and
crazy.
Bone, but it looked so beautiful. So I'm excited. Quicksilver's like kind of your catch-all romantasy where like, girl, is daring and she gets transported to the Fae realm and she has to help save a war that's like between Fae and vampires, and obviously she's falling in love and fucking along the way. So, it's fine.
Naturally. Oh, here we go. We have the
Oh,
Carissa
yeah.
Broadbent here. The Ashes and the
Mhm.
Star-Cursed King. Okay, that's a
Yes.
lot. Um, yeah, that one I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll read," and people really like it, but it's on KU, but
Mm.
what
Yeah.
was
Oh,
on KU and we could not get through, and that
yes.
looks like it's not on KU anymore, is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I read 3
Mm-mm.
chapters of this book and was like, "No."
Yeah. No, I didn't like it. It was like purple prose. It was like she
Trying too
wrote
hard.
the book with the thesaurus right next to her.
Yeah,
Did you
don't
read the final offer?
I no, so I read I don't know what it's called.
It's probably higher up on the
It's the
list.
it's the first one in this series,
Mhm.
and the cool thing about this series, it's very smutty, for me, like, I think everyone else would just love it,
Yeah.
um, is it follows a whole family of brothers, and each brother gets their own book. But the first
Aw.
one was really cute because, like, I'm kind of a Disney adult, and the first one is, like, basically this guy takes over Disney, like, he's kind of like
Mm,
the big
mhm.
guy at Disney, and she's like an animator or something, and
Okay.
it's like a boss
Yeah.
employee relationship.
Mm.
But anyways, and then you kinda get key that we're gonna follow the other brothers, and they're very rich family.
Slay.
People love it.
Oh, King of Wrath by Anna Huang. She's the one who wrote like the Twisted stuff?
I don't know those.
I feel like it's an Anna.
I've never even seen
Well,
this cover before.
well, we'll see higher. We also have the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
We This was always been one of our top picks to read for Halloween, but it
Yes.
always just is always, like,
But
number 2.
it- yes, and of course our girl Haunting Adeline.
The
Yes.
next one I see here, The 7-Year
Yes, there's
Slip, a
Twisted
lot of
Lies.
people liked. I haven't
Yeah.
read that one. That one came out this past year. Is her last name Peyton? Oh, Preston.
It kind of looks like Peyton with the
Austin. From
fawn.
far away, I was like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, Ashley."
Ashley.
But of course, what I really wanna get to is Ali Hazelwood's Bride is on here.
Yes.
I'm reading Deep End by Ali Hazelwood right now.
Mhm.
I have like 2 hours left in the book, so we may or may not be reviewing that soon. So if you like romance and you're on this video for romance, stay freaking tuned, or maybe it's
Yes.
already posted. I'm not sure what our posting schedule is looking like, but regardless, it's coming very soon. And if you like Ali
Yeah.
Hazelwood and this like Bride could never live up to the smut, and Bride's got a thing called nodding in it.
Yeah, this is her dip into, like, she said romantasy, but it's
It's
really more
paranormal.
like paranormal
Yeah.
because, like, it's a vampire marries a werewolf, and of course they hate one another, but we've got some women in STEM representation. It was cute. Talk about all the time. My favorite thing about Bride is that we got the male's perspective from the epigraphs,
Yes.
and I thought that was so
And they were like
adorable.
poetic.
Yeah, it was so cute, and, like, there was no way to get icked out because you didn't have to, like, hear him, like, describe, "I like her teats," or something like that.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
Yes,
We love Bride. I highly recommend Bride. I love that book. Oh,
absolutely.
here it is. Twisted Lies by Anna. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. But
Yep.
One Dark Window, we
One
have
Dark
it.
Window.
It is up here
Slay.
on
Also,
the list.
let's talk about things we hide from the light, and I think below
Things we
that
left
was the
behind.
other one. I don't know anything about these books, I just wanted to point it out because I knew they were popular, and then a bunch of people said they hated it.
So, yeah, my cousin read them and they're also like thick. They're thick books. And she's like, they
Romance
were,
books shouldn't be thick.
yeah, romance books should be under 400 pages.
Mhm.
So yes, the Lucy Score books, I mean, the blue cover everyone can think of in their
Mhm.
head and then this pink one. Um, yeah, I heard they suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of suck, well,
Yeah,
not for
what?
me, but for me. We have House of Flame and Shadow by our girl Sarah J. Maas. This book is the third book in the Crescent City series, which is an urban fantasy, which means we're in like a second world setting, and they have like guns though as well. I don't know. I think it tanked. I think there was I think she did too many things wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was also a very drawn out series for not a
Yeah.
lot of, like, payoff. There's obviously a really cool thing that happens in these series, but you cannot rely on that to make it a 5 stars. You know
No.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't
It
do that.
felt so good to, like, see the community of girlhood get together to celebrate this book, and so to that, thank you.
Yeah, we reviewed it as well, and we were a little bit
Mhm.
more, nicer about it
Excited at the
than we're
time.
feeling now.
Yeah.
We're, like, a year and a half or 2 years out now from it. Okay, another
Yeah.
Allie Hazelwood we have loved theoretically. This does not surprise me. I have not read this book. I think my friend
Yeah.
Neva has. She's been on the podcast before, and she loved this book. But Abby,
Yeah.
uh, Jimenez,
Yes.
she has 3 books all next to each other.
Right next to each other. She is the same amount of popular for every single one. I
Yeah,
own
that's consistency.
Just for the Summer, I think. I don't know. Chloe had one of them and she was getting rid of it, and so I grabbed it, and I haven't read it yet though.
I've heard people love all 3 of these
Yeah, me
and,
too.
like, are obsessed with her, and I would not be opposed to reading one in the summer, like, just for the summer,
Yeah.
in the summer, like,
Oh,
on the
shoot.
beach.
Sorry. We are in the top, like, 12, not less. We're basically at the top, just to point that out.
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, are we halfway?" No, we're way above halfway. There's, like, 3
I
rows
thought
left.
I felt us getting close to the top, so I was like when we got to One Dark Window, I was like, "Yeah, so she's there's a gothic fantasy and." Um,
Okay,
yeah, so,
great.
while we're here though, I do wanna click in. So
Mhm.
we are on our Allie Hazelwood grind these days, and
Yes.
so every one of her books is, like, a woman in STEM, and the
Mhm.
guy does, like, kinda something else, and so I'm curious, so I'm just going to click into this, and I'm sure
Yes.
everyone watching this has already read it, and you can say, like, "No." It
No,
has a
yes.
4.09 on Goodreads.
I was gonna
So,
say, I'm surprised that Love Hypothesis, the Raylo fanfic, isn't in here, but it must be
too
because it was
old?
so popular that it
Oh.
Oh, too old? Or I was thinking that maybe it got, like, review tanked, but too old makes sense as well.
Yeah, the many lives of theoretically wait, I can't say the word, theoretical physicist, there it is, Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she's an adjunct professor toiling away
Adjunct?
I don't even sure, at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. Okay, so she's like an adult with a
She
job.
is
Okay,
slaying. Is she
Elsie
teaching
makes
at
up
Stanford?
yeah, wouldn't that be great? Oh, no, MIT.
Oh, of course.
Um, she is her non-existent paycheck she offers services as a fake girlfriend,
Oh.
tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. So she, like, sells herself? Okay. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet
Slay.
gig until her carefully constructed Elsie verse comes crashing down because Jack Smith, the annoyingly attractive and broody older brother of her favorite client, turns out to
Oh,
be the cold hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And the same
yes.
Jack who now sits on the hiring committee at MIT right between Elsie and her dream job.
Damn.
So he knows what she does on the side and, like,
Yeah.
okay, but she's just, like, trying to make bank. She's just
Hey,
trying to
you should be able to do whatever you want in your free time.
absolutely.
That's
So,
so funny. I
we've been
love
on our
being like, "Oh, I fake date people because I'm such an excellent people pleaser." Like,
yeah, the fact and they called it, like, Elsie verse, like, we know this girl's a little self-absorbed, but, like, also maybe just has a lot of insecurities. She's just trying to make it
um,
through.
next up, we have the Serpent of the Wings of Night. Yeah, this is book 1 of that trilogy, so I actually was going to read this, and then at Barnes& and Noble, when I went to buy it, it's not the, like, normal 6 by 9, and I said, "Never mind."
No,
Now I
that'd
have
be
a
a
whole shelf
yeah.
for our babies, but that was my ick.
Yeah, I never knew what this book was about, and it's about, like,
Games.
vampires.
Yeah, and they do, like a trial Hunger Gamey thing.
Yeah.
Every Summer After. Do you know this one?
I know Carly Fortune,
Okay.
but I don't know what they're about. But once again, I've heard Haley Pham talk about Carly Fortune. 'Cause I think she
Yes.
just reads the most popular romance books, so it makes sense it's up here.
Yeah.
We
Really?
have the second book. in Sarah J. Maas's Crescent City series, House of
Yes.
Sky and Breath. I didn't love this one at
I didn't
all.
either. I loved the first book. The first book is supposed to supposedly gives like Zootopia, but I
I
thought
could
the
see
first
it.
one was really great, and I think it ends in a super strong way that you could just read the first book and feel like you got a completed story. Like there's even like a final like battle in the first one.
Yes.
So that's what I would recommend. Yeah. No, I think this book like I can't even think of the plot. It was so bad.
Yeah, it's just like there's a it's a lot. Even the first book, Crescent City, people always
Mhm.
make jokes like that sound that's like first we went to and then we
Yeah.
went to because like the whole like the first like 200 pages because they're
Yeah.
long books.
Mhm.
You can see 'em behind Aubrey, like they're thick. Um, they the first book, the red one she's tapping, that one it takes a hot minute to get into. The world
Yeah.
building is like, what the fuck?
Well, this
So,
was Sarah J. Maas's first adult series, and I feel like a lot of people who read it also don't do a lot of like epic fantasy. And I feel like Sarah is kind of a nerd, and so she does. And she was like, I'm not holding you bitches' hands. But everyone went in expecting ACOTAR or even Throne of Glass vibes, but Throne of Glass is YA. And so they got into it, and she's like, this proper noun and this proper noun and this proper noun. And
like, catch up, and I think if you are an
yeah.
ACOTAR fan or even a Throne of Glass fan, you're like, "Oh, another series."
Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like maybe you should just stay in your lane. I don't like, there's a reason why a lot of people don't read Brandon Sanderson. Like, you don't see the book talk girlies talking about,
Yeah.
you know,
So they've
some
started putting Mistborn on the YA shelves, and like technically to be YA book, you just have to have what is it? Your main character has to be YA age, so they have to be between like 17 and
like 25.
13 to
Oh,
be
okay.
YA. Yeah, like traditional like young adult. They just
Gotcha.
have to be a teenager. So like also parts of the Bible are technically YA because you just need like Mary was a teenager. So
Ew,
Mary's story from the Bible.
gross.
But anyways,
I see
so
Mistborn. Girls talk about Mistborn all the time.
yeah, they reshelved that, and I think that's and it got prettier new covers, which is why I think that's popping off. But still, like if I went into Mistborn as like an actual teenager, I would be so fucking confused. So
Yes.
we'll see.
I'm
M
not
Hem,
surprised. Funny stories on here.
yay!
We love everyone by now has read Funny Story.
Funny Story was my favorite Emily Henry book. I really enjoyed it. I thought the subplot was really good.
I love the subplot in
Yes.
this book. It is so good. I am very excited for her new book. Just because I feel
Yes.
like every year we just like it's that like annual like party you get
Mhm.
together with your friends. Like every year, come April, May, we sit down and we read a new hem book
Mhm.
and we love it. Uh,
Yay.
I want to click into this damn Lucy scorebook.
It's number 4. It
Bearded
is
bad boy barber. He's a barber. Knox prefers
okay.
to live his life the way he takes his coffee alone,
Black.
unless you count his basset hound, Waylon. Okay? Knox doesn't tolerate drama even when it comes in the form of a stranded runaway bride.
Hmm.
Okay, and then this bitch was running away from her wedding, and then they
Okay.
meet, blah, blah, blah. Cool.
Honestly, that description was a turnoff.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks though.
Thank you.
With that being said,
Bye.
we are up in our top 3 here, people. That was 4.
Crazy.
So,
The vibes of the top 3 of Emily Henry's book lovers being smashed between these is so funny. I'm like, you don't belong.
no, like it just
It's not
yeah,
that she doesn't belong at the top of the list, but like it's just
the vibes
it's
are
a palate
weird.
cleanser
Y
between your romanticities.
right. So, of course, let's just address the elephant in the room here. Our top
Yes.
3 are 3 is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, 2 is Book Lovers by
Yay.
Emily Henry, and 1, of course, is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros because of
Yes.
course it is.
The fastest selling series of the 20th century or something like that.
Yeah, good for her, seriously.
Good for her.
So
She's
Iron
gotta be
Flame, like
filthy.
wasn't the best book, but I'm sure it's shelved here because it was just so
Everyone picked it
popular.
up. Yeah. Yeah, but with all the review tanking, I'm just proud of her for surviving that and keeping a 4-star rating. I
No,
don't even
it's
know if I gave it.
4.37. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, anyways, everyone and
Damn.
their mom has read Fourth Wing, but basically it's a war college and crazy shit happens in the first book. There's
Mhm.
so much amazing tension. May I add, Rebecca Garros knows how to write fucking romance, okay?
Yes.
She deserves to be at the top of this list. Like, this is a very warranted position.
Mhm.
She
The
just, like,
pacing is like chokehold.
it's crazy. So, anyways, Iron Flame is like her second year at this like war college, and like we
Mhm.
were more in the plot now. It's just, it felt very rushed writing.
Yeah.
It felt a little sloppy, and it didn't really feel like well thought out. And so this one falls pretty short for me. Onyx Storm was much better. That was one that,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Onyx Storm will be on this list next time. Right up there with them. Book lovers, on the other hand, I think Aubrey liked a little bit more than me. This is my least
I
favorite
did.
Emily Henry book.
And you're
Um,
not alone with that.
yeah, I think everyone kind of like most people is 4.12 stars. Basically it follows two like literary agents,
Mhm.
and it's enemies to lovers, so they're like competition. There's some like backstory. She like freaks out, the main character Nora. She goes to this like small town for this like getaway with her very pregnant sister. She stumbles into a bookstore, and who does she see? Well, she happened to stumble into this man's, her enemy's, small town where he is
Yeah.
from. So,
Yeah,
oh,
and,
his
like, the
name's
whole
Charlie.
joke of the book and I think part of the reason why some people don't like it is that Nora is kind of a bitch, like, she's a self-proclaimed bitch, and so, like, there's a little bit of, like, I love it when there's an unlikable female main character, but honestly, I found her sister to be super annoying, so if you can make it past
Libby.
Nora, you probably can't make it past Libby. But, like, Nora has this thing where she's like, "I'm the girlfriend in the Hallmark movie that gets dumped so that way the man can go join his little small town romance," and so it's like that city girl character experiencing a small town romance. So
Sunshine
I thought,
Falls, North Carolina.
like, the vibe of it was so funny.
The vibes are great, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think I would like, this was my cousin Logan, she's like, "It's my favorite book," and I was like,
Mhm.
"Really?" I was studying abroad when I was reading
Yeah.
this book, so I think, like,
Mhm.
a lot was going on, and I, like, read this book over, like, 2 months, whereas, like,
Yeah.
Emily Henry usually read in a week, so
Mhm.
that could have been an issue, but a really good chick lit book.
Yes.
Yes, and we
Would
just talked about Fourth
recommend.
Wing. That's our number one. I am
Big B.
curious to hear what everyone has read on this. What book did
Yeah.
we trash that you're like, absolutely not?
You were like, "No, I love that one."
Regardless, this is the top 100. Like, these books are here for a reason. So whether we like them
Yes.
or not, you, the people, have spoken.
The people have
This is
spoken.
the list we have contributed to. I have contributed to a lot of these books. So I would love to hear what books on here you're like, you guys need to read this. Like right
Yes. And maybe we'll pick it up. We've
now.
got some reviews in the work, but there's always space for more. If you like this video and especially our Goodreads reacting videos, we do this a bunch and it's super fun to just see what's out there. Please like and subscribe to the channel. There's basically 2,000 of you guys, which is
I love you.
insane. That's so exciting. We love you guys so much for being a part of the family. And thank you so much for joining us. Happy reading.